What if I told you there's a mouse that never needs to charge? Well, kinda. But no cable, no dock, and no waiting. You just swap and it takes about a second. Hey everyone, welcome back to Scoop Bar. Before we get into it, quick reminder, this channel is a passion project run by me and my good friend V while we both work full-time jobs. So if you're enjoying the content, a like or subscribe goes a long way for us. And if you're interested in anything we talk about today, a few of the links are in the description. Alright, let's get into it. So this is the AEM Infinity mouse from Angry Miao, and the first thing you notice before specs, software, or anything else is how it looks. The entire body is a hollowed out magnesium-aluminum alloy exoskeleton. You can see right through the parts of it. The PCB is exposed, the battery cavity is open. Definitely got the looks that a lot of higher end gaming mice go for. And as always with Angry Miao, the packaging is great. You get a rugged briefcase with their PAW logo, which is kind of an overkill for a mouse, but I'm totally good with it. Inside you got the mouse, two hot swap batteries, a black one and an orange one, USB-C cable, a 2.4 gigahertz receiver that doubles as a battery charger, grip tape, a replacement foot, and a travel pouch. Solid kit with everything you'll need. The quick specs: 3950 sensor from PixArt, dual AK polling rate for both wired and wireless, TTC orange dot optical switches rated for 100 million clicks, 49 grams wireless, 39 grams wired, tri-mode connectivity, so 2.4 gigahertz, Bluetooth or USB-C, and it retails at about 129 USD. But here's the thing, and this is going to be a theme throughout this whole video. At this point in the mouse game, the specs across high-end gaming mice are all basically the same. Every flagship mouse has a killer sensor, they all have high polling rates. So the real question becomes, what actually makes this one different? Let's talk about who made this. Angry Miao was founded in 2019 by Li Nan. If you follow the Chinese tech scene, you might know him. He was a senior VP and the CMO of Meizu, one of China's early smartphone companies. They were making touchscreen phones before the iPhone even launched in China. So the guy comes from serious hardware DNA. After leaving Meizu, Li Nan wanted to build a brand that treated tech peripherals more like fashion pieces. Limited runs, community-driven design, heavy emphasis on aesthetics. Their breakout product was a cyberboard keyboard, a cyberpunk-inspired mechanical keyboard that sold out its first 1,000 units in a single day. They've since done earbuds, charging mats, more keyboards, but the AEM Infinity is their first mouse, so this is a pretty big product launch for them. Now the design. This is where it gets interesting. The mouse is directly inspired by Lotus Evanora concept, a concept car designed by Maitreya Denuk, an automotive designer out of India. What made his concept car unique is that he flipped the usual approach. Instead of designing a pretty shell and fitting the frame inside, he designed the frame first and then made that the exterior. The structure is the body, no extra material. Same concept here. The magnesium-aluminum alloy skeleton isn't hidden under some plastic shell, it is the shell. Everything you see is structural. And the deeper Lotus connection, Colin Chapman, the founder of Lotus, had this famous line: adding power makes you faster on the straights, subtracting weight makes you faster everywhere. That philosophy is basically the mission statement for this mouse. Even the Balsalt Black colorway is a tribute to the classic John Player special livery that Lotus ran their F1 cars in the 70s. The shape sits somewhere between a Razer Viper Mini and a Logitech G Pro Wireless. It's a familiar silhouette, medium large at 118 by 64 millimeter. Shape is always subjective, but it's comfortable for me. And honestly, shape matters more than almost any specs on a sheet. Two people can hold the same mouse and have a completely opposite experiences. No review can tell you if a shape works for your hand, you just gotta try it. Weight wise, 49 grams is pretty impressive, and I want to explain why. Most ultralight mice at this weight are plastic with honeycomb cutouts. This is actual metal with magnets, battery contacts, and hot swap hardware adding bulk. The fact that they hit 49 grams with all the extra stuff in there is a real engineering achievement. And yes, weight actually does change how a mouse feels. Lighter mice are easier to flick, heavier mice can feel more stable for slow tracking. It's preference difference and not really a spec race. Okay, the headline feature, the hot swap battery system. Egg magnets hold the battery in the rear of the mouse. When it runs low, you push it out, grab the charge spare off the receiver cradle, snap it in, and you're back online in about 1.2 seconds. I genuinely like this. No waiting for a charge, no plugging in a cable mid-session. It's just simple and it works. The two batteries being different colors, one black, one orange, is a nice detail. You always know which is which, and you can swap your look, all black stealth mode or a pop of orange in the back. It's a minor thing, but I appreciate it. Quick note on the receiver, it's a nice piece. RGB lighting, doubles as a battery charger. The only thing I change is positioning the USB-C port lower so it sits flush on the desk. Right now the cable angle can prop it up a little. Let's talk about the specs that everyone markets, but nobody really needs to stress about. The sensor is a 3950, it's great, and here's an honest take. Sensors at this level are a solved problem. The 3950, the 3395, even the 3370 by PixArt, in actual use, you will not feel a difference between them. No spinouts, no jittery, nothing. The sensor is a checkbox now, not a reason to buy one mouse over another. AK polling rate sounds impressive, and look, the jump from 125 to 1000 Hz years ago, that was real. You could feel it, but 4K to 8K, we're deep in the diminishing returns here. Most people can't tell the difference in a blind test, and running 8K cuts your battery life from 43 hours down to 17. For most setups, especially if you're not on a 240 Hz monitor, 1K or 2K polling is a smart play. The nice thing is, with hot swap batteries, the battery penalties stings less. Now the switches. This is where it actually matters. It's TTC orange dot optical V2. Optical switches don't have metal contact points, so there's no debounce delay, and this is the big one, no double clicking. If you ever had an older mouse that starts registering phantom double clicks after a year or so, that's mechanical switch degradation. Opticals don't have that problem. The click here feels tactile and crisp, and the response time is fast, about 280 milliseconds wired. This is real daily use difference you'll actually notice. And here's the point I think most people sleep on. Your skates and mousepad combo matters way more than your sensor. The PTFE feet on this mouse feels nice, smooth glide out the box, but the surface you're gliding on, cloth versus glass versus hard pad, that changes the actual feel of moving your mouse way more than any sensor spec difference. If you're chasing better aim or smoother tracking, experiment with your pad before you start comparing sensor datasheets. The mouse is fully programmable through AM Master, Angry Miao software hub. You can dial in the DPI down to the single digits, remap all 7 buttons, adjust debounce time, lift off height, RGB, polling rate. It manages their keyboard and headphones too. So if you're in their ecosystem, everything lives in one place. Here's my issue though. The web app doesn't work properly on Macs, and the downloadable app triggers a Mac OS security block because Angry Miao isn't a notarized Apple developer, so you have to dig into system preferences to manually allow it. We actually couldn't fully test the Mac software side of things because of this. My direct ask to Angry Miao is this: please become a whitelisted developer with Apple. At $129 USD, Mac users shouldn't be fighting security warnings to customize their mouse. Yes, I totally get a Mac gamer is an oxymoron, but come on, we matter too. So please fix the web app. This is a real friction point. If you want an ultralight wireless mouse that never has downtime, looks unlike anything else on your desk, and is built from actual metal, this is a strong pick. The hot swap battery system is the real differentiator here. It's one of those ideas that makes you wonder why nobody did it sooner. If you're left-handed, this isn't for you, right hand only. If you're on a Mac and need full software control, you're going to hit some bumps right now. If the shape is a question mark, the 118mm length suits medium to large hands best, though Angry Miao does sell a 3D printed accessory for smaller hands, which is thoughtful. The connection mode switching is clean, tiny toggle on the bottom, blue light for Bluetooth, green for 2.4 GHz, white for wired. It's simple. The small switch can be a little fiddly, but once you set it, you're not going to be touching it often. At $129 USD, it's right in line with the Razer Viper V3 and the Logitech G Pro X Superlight 2, but none of those are metal and none of them have hot swap batteries. For a first mouse from a keyboard company, this is seriously a confident debut. That's the AM Infinity mouse. Links to everything in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Love you all, and I'll see you in the next build.